Hello to everyone out there. Welcome to Joe the Show Podcast, episode 5. It's been almost 2 to 3 years since I've last uploaded. Um, Now that I've taken that long extended break, I feel like I can now have a consistent rate of uploading content. And like I said once before, this platform is for people who want to debate sports, who love sports talk, engage, and debate like me. Uh, I'm trying to develop a platform where myself can go back and forth with anybody on any sports topics related. During the last 2 or 3 years, though, I did decide that I will be expanding the content I cover. I love movies. I love music. I love gaming. I love sports. So I definitely want to broaden the horizon and not just focus on one specific element. Give each and every one of you an opportunity to discuss anything with me. Um, but at the time I am recording this, the NBA Finals, or I should say NBA playoffs, is going on right now. Um, this is after Game One between Bucks and Celtics and Grizzlies and Warriors. Um, Quick recap of most games. I do have Milwaukee winning against Boston. Uh, I've been saying Giannis the best player the last 3 years. The guy is just dominant. There's no stopping him. I mean, the shot, his shot making ability is not up to the par as like a Kevin Durant or Steph Curry, but he brings a different element to the game that I feel like not too many other people are bringing. And as far as Grizzlies and Warriors, I do have the Grizzlies win the series, even though they're down 0-1, and they've had at this point have lost home court advantage. But I do think the youth will kick in, and the Grizzlies will have another enough grit and grind to make it a 7 game series and pull it out back at home, which they do have the home court advantage if it was to go back to a game 7. Um, as far as the series tonight, where you have the Suns going against the Mavs, I do have the Suns winning that series. Even though Luka Doncic is like one of my favorite players to watch right now, but the Suns, they're the more experienced group. They have a little bit more talent and honestly more size. I feel like the Mavs were able to get away with that against the Jazz because the Jazz, they're honestly not that big outside of Rudy Gobert. Bogdanovich is probably 6'8", but Royce O'Neal is closer to 6'5". Donovan Mitchell is maybe 6'2", 6'3", and of course Mike Conley is probably like 6 foot. So they weren't that big of a team. So the Mavericks were able to get away with playing undersized. But against the Suns, where you have wings like Mikal Bridges and Cameron Johnson, obviously Devin Booker is hoping to play a whole series. Chris Paul, DeAndre Ayton, I feel like the size of the Phoenix Suns will come into play. And as far as the Heat and the 76ers, I do have the Heat winning that series. Unfortunately, Joel Embiid um, got hurt in the last series against the Raptors, and he's probably going to be out for a minute. But even with Embiid in the lineup, I feel like Miami was going to win anyways, due to the fact that they just have more people that I believe in playoff moments, big moments. The 76ers, James Harden. Look, James Harden, no, he's not the player he once was. He's still a very good player. But honestly, the 76ers, they need that version of James Harden where he was in Houston to capitalize in this series because Joel Embiid, James Harden, if James Harden was playing up to his max potential with Joel Embiid playing to his max potential, they could honestly win the chip this year. But since James Harden's slippage and you're depending on a second or third year player in Tyrese Maxey, Tobias Harris, he did play very well in the Raptors series, but he has shown a history of coming and going in the playoffs. So I just feel like Miami has more talent and more proven commodities who were just in the finals not too long ago, and I feel like they will pull out in that series. Um, so yeah, that's probably in terms of NBA. Like I said, right now I have Bucks, Grizzlies, Suns, and Heat going to their conference finals. Um, Honestly, I would have to see beyond that if that was a possibility once the conference finals comes up, who were to advance then. Um, but yeah, that's as far as NBA. That's all I have right now. Leave your four teams that you think will advance to the conference finals. We can go back and forth on that. As far as transitioning to the NFL draft just happened this past weekend. I'm a Patriots fan, so I definitely wasn't too satisfied with our draft. But there were a lot of good teams that I felt not necessarily makes them Super Bowl contenders, but definitely future playoff contenders and maybe Super Bowl contenders in years to come with the draft picks they have. Because at the end of the day, even though these rookies look impressive and they have the highest potential right now, rookies don't really make or push playoff teams to become the Super Bowl teams. So I wouldn't count on any rookie making that big of an impact. But as far as teams that stood out to me, um, the Jets, of course, a lot of people feel like they got the best corner, receiver. You got a steal and defensive lineman. You got the best running back in the draft. So they definitely did a a great job. Uh, I think another team that stood out to me was the Ravens. Uh, they helped fix their defense a little. You got another tight end as a weapon. Um, it feels like they're going to go back to the system where Lamar won his MVP, which, quite frankly, it might help because the division is getting better. So you definitely want to have bring something unique to the table and give you the best chance to win the division. Um, as I think that's pretty much it as far as teams that stood out, in my opinion. In the future, I will be giving my NFL playoff team predictions and my Super Bowl pick. Um, but as for right now, I think they're gonna be this. I think this NFL year is gonna be very good. Especially the AFC conference. I feel like maybe only Houston and Jacksonville are the only teams where I can honestly see them like being a bad football team. But outside of those two teams, I think there are going to be a lot of competitive games going on in the AFC conference, and it should be a joy to watch. Um, there as far as like I've said, movie like I want to expand the horizon of this podcast. So going into movies, uh, I'm a huge Marvel fan, huge superhero fan, regardless DC, Marvel, independent superhero films. But Marvel is obviously the king right now. Doctor Strange will be coming out soon. Hopefully, I get to see that and kind of give a review of what I thought about the movie. Uh, as far as where the Marvel universe is heading now, I'm extremely impressed. You have to think from the very first Avengers movie where we had the iconic set where you had Captain America, Iron Man, Hulk, Black Widow, Thor, Hawkeye. Like that scene where they span the camera around all of them. It doesn't get no better than that. But to see how far they've included many people, or I should say superheroes, from the Marvel Universe into the MCU. It's definitely been a joy to watch. Moon Knight, I'm watching on Disney Plus. Once that last episode comes out and I get to see, I will kind of get my review on that and what I thought about the series as a whole. Um, so yeah, Marvel's doing a very good job. DC, if you're a DC fan, leave your comments in below what you think about the DC universe. I'm extremely interested because I like DC. I feel like the films that DC makes are extremely well. The animations are extremely well. My only problem with DC is that they don't have any consistency. We have too many Batman films, too many Superman films. That's where I feel like where Marvel is kind of took the head is where you have Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man. Like we know he's Iron Man. Like there's no mixed match. There's no, oh, this is one person's version, this person's version. No, it's all the same, all under one MCU. And I feel like once I like I did see the recent the Batman, but if Robert's gonna be Batman in the future, I can dig that. But we need him to solidify himself as the Batman and continue from there. Um, as far as new music is out, I listen to it. Trust me, you guys. In the future, hopefully, I can do reaction and reviews. I would love to do that. It's one of the few things on YouTube that I enjoy watching. Shout out to Miami, Dev, Mallory Rose, Terrence and Terrell. Uh, those guys, man, I watch those guys relentlessly. So if you are big on music, specifically hip hop, because I know they focus on more on hip hop, R&B. Uh, check out Mallory Rose on YouTube. Even their podcast. Their podcast is very good. Check out Miami on YouTube, Patreon, and subscribe to those guys. I love those guys. Um, and it's like I said, as far as music, I will hope to do reaction and reviews. I do. I listen to just about any and everything when it comes to music. I love music. Um, recently, Features. Uh, he just dropped his project. I Never Liked You. Very good album. I thought it was his best album since Hendrix. Um, Kaylani. Uh, extremely well written project. She's like one of my favorite uh, women artists of all time. She's definitely a thrill to listen to. So definitely, like I said, in the future, I will hope to do music reactions and reviews and kind of give everyone and every single genre of music is due diligence because I definitely listen to just about any and everything, and I would love to review just about any and everything to kind of expand the horizon of people's ears and kind of see there's more than just one genre of music out there, and music is a great way to combine cultures and share love and spread positivity, and that's what I'm all about. So thank you guys once again. If you haven't watched the previous 4 episodes, I recommend go listen to those. Uh, I think it's, yeah. So episodes 1, 2, 3, and 4 on YouTube. Go listen to those. Like, share, comments. Like I said, I want to make this podcast very interactive with the people that are interacting with me. Um, yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. Have a great rest of your day. And thank you for tuning in Joe's Show Podcast. Peace out.